Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of January, 2018, and this is episode 277. We are less than a quarter of 100 episodes to 300. Did that make sense?
You could have just said we have 23 episodes to 300.
So how many weeks is that? 4, 8, 12, 16?
That's 23 weeks.
I mean, how many months? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Not quite 6 months.
So
around this
July,
summer.
Yeah, it's always in the summer.
Yeah.
It's in July or August.
Because we hit 250 last summer. So, there you go. All the math that you didn't want to know this morning. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, no one introduced themselves in the Ravelry group this week. But if somebody is new and has not joined the Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join our... Now you did different words. Now I can't think of what I was supposed to say. You should join our Ravelry group and introduce yourself in our introductions thread, because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and you'll be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
Sorry, I don't know. For some reason, January has like totally messed with my brain of how to say things on the podcast that we've been doing for 5 years. Crazy. Well, we have quite a few things to talk about this week. I have 4 FOs. And a new pattern release. So, we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
I am still working on the same sample. I have been the Tickled Pink and Green Cowl for our upcoming Tickled Pink book. It's on US 4, 3.5 millimeters, and the yarn is Abstract Fiber and Malabrigo stock. And
A cat just came into the yard. A black one. Is that Mafia Cat?
No, that's a cute kitty. Anyway, I've been working on trying to figure out the last of my patterns, and I think I might have something, but I have not like cast it on or anything yet.
Okay.
So
the cowl, has your knitting attacked you at all this week, or is it kind of working now?
It isn't attacked.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
That's progress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else on your needles?
No.
Okay. So I have 4 things on my needles right now. First up is on the screen right now. This is my 10 stitch zigzag blanket, which is a free pattern by Frankie Brown. I'm on US 4's 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Strawberry Fields yarns in the Strawberries Again colorway.
The Strawberry Fields yarn, take a hike in the Strawberry Fields Again.
There you go. It's what I used for the Hubs Christmas socks last year, because that, we're 2018 now. So I think I have like 4 more zigzags to do. 3 more. Anyway, I'll have finished the stripe and be starting the next stripe when we record next week. So there's that. I'm back to working again on the sample for my Tickled Pink shawl, which is on US 5 3.7 mil needles, and I'm using Suburban Stitcher sock in 2 colorways. And yeah, just finishing up the sample. I think I have about 30 more rows in the bind off to go. So, but I've made some really good progress on that this week. And then I'm knitting some pink stripy socks for the win for me, because pink stripy socks. This is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. It's available on Ravelry. I'm on US 1.5's 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is String Theory Colorworks Entanglement Self-Striping in the Oxytocin colorway. Oh my gosh, how gorgeous is this? So there is a small skein for the toe, heel, and cuff, so you don't interrupt your striping pattern. And I am in love with these. So I have 2 more of the big color stripes. Well, I've started on one of them right there. And then the cuff, and then I'll be ready to cast on the second one. And this gorgeous little glass coffee stitch marker, Progress Keeper, was made by Ann Tudor, and she's amazing. So yeah, so I'm already on these, and I love them. Yay! And then the last thing that I have on my needles is a baby bumble hat, which is the bumble pattern by Tin Can Knits. I'm using US 6s, 4mm, and US 10.5, 6.5mm yarn, needles. And the yarn is Brene Softy Baby in the Baby colorway. So,
Wow.
I know.
That's so creative.
Baby. So,
The other one is Prince Pebbles. Which...
yes, I'm going to talk about that in the next segment.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is for a family at our church that are having their second baby, and it's a little girl. And so I'm knitting hats, 2 hats, and 2 pairs of socks from this baby chino pattern by somebody named Dammy Almond.
I think you forgot the middle initial.
Dammy M. Almond.
That's right.
So I'm doing the hats first, and then I'll do the socks. So now, and they say this in their pattern, that sometimes you might just love the reverse side more, which I do. So I'm actually...
With this colorway, I like the front side better with the other one.
Yeah. So this one I'm going to knit and then turn inside out and have this be the outside. And as you'll see in the next segment, the other one I kept this way. And of course it will have a lovely pom-pom on top. So this...
All the babies got to be pommed.
That's right. Pom-poms. So this one I'm knitting in the baby size. The other one I knit in the newborn size.
It looks... I've never seen a newborn with a head that big. But still, they grow quickly.
They do. They do. And the reason I'm doing these in a acrylic yarn is because the family do not knit at all, and babies, and so I wanted something
babies get dirty.
Yeah, so I wanted something they'd be able to throw in the washer and dryer and without worrying that it would cause any problems. So I just cast this on last night and did this much just while we were watching TV last night. So it's a really fast knit because, hello, you're on US 10.5 needles. So the smaller needles was just for the ribbing, and then humongous needles. So I'm working on that, and then when I finish that, I will do the baby chino socks for them. And that is everything that is on my needles. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
Yes, I have 4. 2 of them I don't have here to show you. Well, one of them I can't show you. But the first one, which are the Happy 3rd Birthday Izzy socks, are on the screen right now. This is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern, available on Ravelry. I just did not do a heel. I just did a tube because, hello, kids grow fast, and this way they'll be able to be worn longer. I did them on US 1.5, 2.5mm needles, and the yarn is Patton's Croy socks 4-ply in the blue striped rag colorway. And the reason I don't have them is Izzy's birthday is coming up very quickly, and they needed to go across the ocean to England. So when I finished them, I just shot the photos that you've been seeing on the screen and then put them in the parcel to go ahead and ship over. Versus waiting until today to ship them in the hopes that they will get there for Izzy for his birthday, and he affectionately calls them CC socks, and so hopefully he'll have CC socks for his birthday. If not, he'll still love them when they arrive. But that is one thing I finished. I also finished the sample of the Tickled Pink 7 Sisters socks. I used US 1.5, 2.5mm, US 2, 2.75mm, and US 2.53mm needles, and the yarn is 7 Sisters Arts Meridian Base. And again, this is one of the patterns for the new Tickled Pink book. Okay, and then I finished my second preemie hat for the year. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I did it on US 6s 4mm needles, and this has four different yarns in it. Abstract Fiber Super Sock in the Water Lilies colorway, Karen Simply Soft Heather in the Gray Heather colorway, Fierce Fiber Springy Fingering in the Gradient Purple Lotus Light colorway, and Regia 4-ply Metropole in the Lady colorway. And I held all of those doubled other than the gray right down here on the bottom. So again, this was another, I have all these bits and bobs. I wonder how they would look together. And this is how they look together, and I think it's fun. And then I just ran out of the blue, so I just did the, I just did the bind off in the gray. So So there's hat number 2 for the year. And then, as I was talking about in the previous segment, making hats and socks for the couple in our church that are having a baby. This is the newborn Bumble hat. Again, Bumble pattern by Tin Can Knits. Same needle sizes, and the yarn is the same, except for it's the Prince Pebbles colorway. Mm-hmm. It needs to be blocked. But so this is the right side. This is what it looks like on the right side. There is the wrong side. And I agree with Dammy. I like the right side better in this colorway. Mm-hmm. So this is the newborn size with the pom-pom on top. And
is it just all ribbon?
No, it's slip stitches and ribbing. Oh. That's why on this side, you see the lines going across. So it's a very easy pattern. I knit this probably in like just a couple of days, and I was working on other stuff at the same time. So just because it's on such big needles that it goes really, really fast. And then I love the pom-pom. So that one's done, and I'll have the other one ready next week, and hopefully we'll have started on the baby chino socks out of them for the baby shower. I think is in February. Mm-hmm. So I just want to get them done so that they have those for the baby. And that's everything I've finished this week. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Tammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So your Christmas gift that you ordered with money you got for Christmas arrived. What is it? You want to tell them?
It's a 61 key keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And a book on how to play piano.
That was for me because
yes.
You did the December reading challenge.
Yes.
Yes. So, are you enjoying it? Have you been using it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've been trying to work on our book.
Yes. But it should be fun. I think you'll enjoy it. And it has headphones, so
it although it's very loud with headphones, I have to just put in one headphone.
I do that a lot of times when I'm listening to something so that I can kind of still hear what's going on around me.
Yeah.
So, we didn't put it in the show notes, but do you want to talk about where we went on Friday?
Oh, we went to Seattle Pacific University.
Which is?
Where I'm going in the autumn.
So what did you think?
I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy being up so early.
Yeah, we were up early. What did you think of sorry, I'm like...
You're making noise with it.
My slippers have like the little puffy, they're tiny, but tiny little puffy dots, and I was...
Don't do that.
Doing that to them. So what did you think of the campus?
I thought it was pretty.
It was very hilly.
Yeah.
And stairs, lots and lots of stairs.
Yes, I would stay in shape.
You would. What did you think of, so you attended a class.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Me and someone I met went to the history of theater class, which is interesting.
What part of the history were they discussing?
19th century, I think.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so this girl you met is also studying theater starting this fall, and she lives like half an hour from us. Mm-hmm. So y'all exchanged like contact info and all that. Mm-hmm. We did a tour of the theater on campus.
Yeah. They're preparing for their production of Jane Eyre, and the girl who's playing Jane actually was in the history of theater class.
That's cool. So we got to like get a tour of like the theater, and we got to go backstage, and we went downstairs to like the costume shop, and they were working on wigs for Jane Eyre.
Yes.
And
they actually looked like pretty good wigs.
Yeah, they did. They were really nice wigs.
And they were making corsets.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what it's called, but the poofy bit that goes under the skirt. It's not a hoop.
Is it a petticoat?
I think it's part of the petticoat, but it's not the petticoat itself.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested to see what their next season is, because obviously I will audition for it.
Yeah. I don't know when
they do it. They announce their next season at the Spam Award things, remember?
Oh, they were talking about, Seattle Pacific. I can't remember what the A and the M will stand for.
I don't know.
But it's kind of like a fun end of year thing that they do. But it's funny because Spam. So it was really cool. I enjoyed seeing the campus and its beauty. Didn't enjoy all the stairs.
I enjoyed all the steps. My Fitbit was happy.
I'm sure that it was. Mine was too. I got in a lot of steps that day. So, okay. So I have a new pattern that's releasing. So, somebody actually might have it on over here.
I'm not wearing it properly though.
No. So this is my Please Call Me Anne with an E shawl.
You can see the gable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shawl that I did kits for this with Jenny of All About Yarn. So I'm taking this off of you so I can show them.
Yeah.
So it is a top-down shawl with just nice, pretty yarn over detail in the middle.
The spine. That's what that's called.
The spine. It goes
down your spine.
It's got, in the orange sections, it has braids, because Anne wore braids, and carrots is what Gil called her, so that's that colorway. And in the green section...
If you hold it back, it'll be easier to see.
I know, I'm trying to see. There it is right there. In the green section...
Back. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so point it out. So it's got gables, 4 green gables. And then it has a nice little picot bind off.
It's so pretty.
The color is getting really washed out. That's better. A picot bind off.
There's gables again.
Yep. So yeah, it increases the number of gables the more you do, the further it gets into the shawl.
Oh, and this whole bit is moss stitch.
Seed stitch.
Moss.
Seed.
It's called both.
Okay. I called it seed stitch.
It's called moss stitch.
Okay. Seed stitch. So this is now available because all of the pre-ordered kits have arrived. So from now through Monday the 22nd, you can get 25% off with the code, all capital letters, and then the numbers 25. And 25.
Why
so
25?
25%.
Oh.
So there's a link in the show notes to get there, or you can just search for Please Call Me Anne with an E on Ravelry and you'll find it. I did want to show you, now that the kits have all been received, because we talked numerous times about how cool the bags that Jenny was making for the kits were. So, she didn't make me a bag she made me a bag using the fabrics, but she didn't have enough fabric to make me like the full-on bag. So I'll show you the sample of it though. So we've got this beautiful green material that has different characters on it. There's Diana.
Her poofy dress.
Yeah, there's Diana. There is Matthew. There's the poofy dress. There's the raspberry cordial.
Anne is there somewhere.
Yeah, on the bottom, Marilla and Anne are there. And then this top part is brown satin. And so this was the prototype for the bag. So the bag is this. So at the bottom down here, it's
poofy.
It's the brown satin for her poofy sleeved dress that Matthew bought her. And then up here and the handles is the green with the characters. But wait, it has this bit that comes out that is in the brown satin that has a drawstring so that you can close your bag down, but you can also have a bigger project in it because it has all this space at the top. And it's just a huge.
It is enormous. I could fit myself in that bag.
You could not fit yourself in there, but you could.
I could try.
You could fit a 2 to 3 skein project in this. So this is the bag that we fell in love with because Jenny had such an amazing idea to do this. And yeah, so I think everybody who got the kit is loving it, and it was a lot of fun. So get your Please Call Me Anne with an E shawl pattern for 25% off with the code all capital Anne and then the number 25. Yeah. Anything else we want to add to this segment?
I don't think so.
All right, let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. And we're continuing with the January list that has kind of like the start of the new year and goals and organization, but also the more like normal knitting stuff. So
I posted a picture of Winks.
I saw. And we will release the February list next week. But here's a hint. It's our favorite month. Alphabet soup.
Oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Just go wild.
That's right. So we'll officially release that list next week. So, Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. Just take a look at the prompt for the day. Today, when we're recording, the prompt is 18, and you can interpret that however you wish. We're very cheater-friendly on that. Take a photo, post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad, and yours might get chosen. And no upcoming events for the moment, but we will let you know when we know. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
That's right. Why don't you get started?
So I finished reading The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis.
Yay.
And now I am rereading, for I don't know how many times, Emma by Jane Austen, because it's like a tie with my favorite for Pride and Prejudice. Emma was my top favorite, but now those two are like together.
Okay.
I love Mr. Knightley. He's my favorite Austen man.
Yeah, it is a good book. It is a good book.
And I love the mini-series. I want all the dresses from it.
With,
Romola Garai and Johnny Lee Miller as
Yes.
Mr. Knightley.
Get it. And who plays Emma in that one?
Romola Garai.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My brain.
From The Hour, which was a
Yes.
BBC series that I loved, but it only got 2 series.
And they got canceled.
Ah!
So, and then you're also reading something else?
Yes, The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
Okay. And how is your read-along for this month going? 15 minutes a day?
Good.
Every day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, does reading music count?
Yes.
Okay, I read some music.
So what we're talking about is the January, February, March read-along. Your challenge is to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you read. If you can read books, magazines, patterns.
People's minds.
Not people's minds. Patterns, music, cookbooks, the back of the cereal box, audiobooks. Have I left anything out? Blogs. I don't care what you're reading as long as you're reading. And we have a thread in the Ravelry group. Well, actually, we have 2 threads. We have the no chatter thread where you keep track. You have 1 post and you keep track of the days that you've read 15 minutes or more. And then there's a chatter thread. If you read at least 87 of the 90 days, you'll be entered into a giveaway for an ebook of ours, or maybe more than 1 ebook. We might do more than that. And everyone who does that will get a 20% off single pattern coupon code from our shop. And you'll also be entered into the giveaways. There's 2 of them, sponsored by Iggy Star. The one winner will get a skein of Firefly-inspired yarn, the girl or the weapon, and my Firefly pattern. And the other winner will get a skein of Doctor Who-inspired yarn, sonic screwdriver, and any one of my Doctor Who's, any one of my single Doctor Who-inspired patterns. And then we'll also have a giveaway for, if you read 60 of the 90 days, you'll be entered in a giveaway for any one of our single patterns, and we may do more than 1 of those. Just, we'll wait and see how many people get to that level. And there is a hashtag GGKRAL, RAL 18, if you want to post on social media what you're reading. Yeah, so jump in on the read-along. I finished reading Let's All Be Brave, Living Life with Everything You Have by Annie F. Downs. It was an amazing book. Really, really, really enjoyed it. And I'm reading another nonfiction book now that I have edited the title on because we're a family-friendly podcast. It's called You Are a Bad: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. And it was recommended to me by some people in the creative business group that I'm a part of. And then fiction-wise, I finished reading all 3 books of the Origin Mystery Series by A.G. Riddle. These were Kindle Unlimited books, and it's very much science fiction, aliens, end of the world, science, all that stuff series. So I enjoyed that. I haven't read stuff like that. That's the first series I've read in a bit that kind of had that science fiction-y theme to it. I also read The Austin Escape by Catherine Ray. This was not a Kindle Unlimited, but it was on sale. And it's about these 2 friends that go from the U.S. to Bath, England, and stay in a house like what Austin would have been. And you wear the costumes and live that kind of life for whatever period of time you're staying. They were there for 2 weeks was the plan, so I won't spoil anybody. But it was a fun little read. And then now I am reading the first book in the Moonstone Bay Cozy Mystery series called Witchin' USA. And it's by Amanda M. Lee, and I've read lots of her other stuff. And so it's just a fun little cozy mystery with witches in it, as the title says. And it's also a Kindle Unlimited one. So, I watched a couple of Hallmark movies this week. I watched Last Seen Alive, an Aurora Teagarden mystery, and Frozen in Love. And it had Zane from Eureka in it. I don't know what the character's name is. I'm still watching season 2 of Charmed. I think I have 1 episode left in season 2. And then I finished watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is not safe for children. It does have adult content in it, but it's a one by the Palladinos who did... Sherman Palladinos, that did Gilmore Girls and Buttonheads and such. And it won some awards in the last few weeks. So it's an Amazon original. Do you want to talk about the next one while I get a drink?
We are watching season 15 of NCIS. There were pictures of babies.
Yeah, McGee's twins.
I don't know who Bud from Jag is.
So Jag was the series that
I know what Jag is.
That spun off into NCIS, and Bud was one of the lawyers, and he's been in NCIS before. So yeah, that was fun.
And Torres hated his ID photo.
And he bribed somebody to change it. I didn't think it was a bad photo.
And it looked like he'd had a rough night.
Okay. We're watching season 4 of NCIS New Orleans. They had to go old school with landlines and paper maps and Polaroid cameras to solve a case.
Why?
Because...
Did all their stuff break?
No, because this guy was a computer genius and he was like hacking in and listening to what they were doing, and so they were having trouble catching him.
I can't use a paper map.
I'm not very good at it. Okay, do you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. We are watching season 5 of The Blacklist.
A lot happened.
Why are you laughing?
Because I wrote a lot of things, because a lot happened.
She wrote all of this. So, let's see. Reddington helped Wrestler get out from under the guy who was blackmailing him. Wrestler killed the guy that... You spelled Wrestler like 15 different ways.
I know.
Wrestler gave Harold a signed confession.
Wait, you missed that he killed the guy.
Wrestler killed the guy, though. Wrestler gave Harold a signed confession, and Harold gave Wrestler a signed confession. They are both holding until the work of the task force is done. And then Elizabeth accidentally killed the guy who was at their apartment when Tom was killed. The end.
A lot happened. What about the next one?
Oh, we're watching season 13 of Criminal Minds. It's about drug addiction in a small town. And then there was a belated New Year's dinner with the team.
It was very sweet. The Librarians were watching season 4. Cassandra had to figure out if she wanted a normal life or to be a librarian.
She wanted to be a librarian.
She did. We're watching season 11 of The X-Files. Langley is alive in a computer program. and Deep Throat is after him.
See, I remember the Lone Gunmen, because they were the funny guys.
Mm-hmm. And they
had
spin-off.
their own series that I enjoyed, but it only got one season, I think.
Yeah.
But then I don't remember who Deep Throat is.
He was from, like, early in the X-Files. But Dana turned off the servers and they escaped with them before the FBI could get there.
This also did not feel like the X-Files to me.
It was fun to see Langley.
Yeah, but it wasn't funny.
No.
Where's the Monster of the Week episode?
Maybe this week? We'll see. I'm watching Series 7 of Death in Paradise. There was death at a poker table.
Oh no.
And Dwayne has to stay with the inspector because his house flooded.
Oh no.
And this is not going to be a good thing, I don't think.
Why not? Who's Dwayne?
Dwayne is one of the...
Deputies?
Yeah, they don't call it that, but yeah, essentially.
Detectives?
No, he's not one of the detectives.
Deputy?
Yeah, it's so. Russ and I are watching season 11 of The Big Bang Theory. Penny solves string theory. Okay. Howard and Raj and Bert sang a song about the boulder that tried to crush Indiana Jones from the perspective of the boulder.
This show needs to be canceled.
It was kind of funny, actually.
Who is Bert?
Bert is... What are the people that study rocks?
Geologists?
Yeah, he's a geologist at the university.
This show needs to be canceled.
Why don't you talk about the next couple things?
We were watching season 3 of Blind Spot. Jane left Willer because he lied to her about her daughter, but surprise, surprise, her daughter isn't dead. She's a prisoner in Germany.
Surprise, surprise. I knew she wasn't dead.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're watching season 5. They all escaped and are going to the surface, except for Mac and Yo-Yo, who are staying to protect the people on the ship mine thingy. And then the Robin Bird girl, who no, her name is Robin, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Who she has the bird that her dad carved for her, who could see the future when she touched someone, saved May and Enoch. It's Enoch with an H.
Well... You know, I can't spell. So.
And Mac has a K. C-K. Like Mac the knife.
Okay.
Although he likes axes. Mac the axe.
Okay. I'm watching season 9 of NCIS LA. They're finally going to find Hetty.
Did they not know she was gone or something?
No, they know she was gone, but she was very secretive about it, and now she's being held prisoner in Vietnam.
Oh.
But she left some clues because she went to Vietnam to find this guy who used to be part of the CIA unit that she was part of.
See ya.
Yeah. So they're finally going to find her. I was like, seriously? Are we going to go the entire season and you're not going to find Hetty? And Cheg Whidden from Jag was also in the episode.
There's a Winksy in the premises.
Where?
I heard her get onto her table because it wobbles.
Oh.
She's hungry.
Okay. Watching season 11 of Murdoch Mysteries. Murdoch and Juliet are having a baby!
I thought they already had a baby.
They were adopting one and then it fell through.
Oh.
So, do you want to talk about the last one?
You spelled Kara wrong. It's with a K. Supergirl, season 3. So, it came back. Kara came out of her coma, and now Rain is defeated for the moment, but she has help, and now Lena and James are together after a funny situation where John had to pretend to be Kara with a K and discuss Lena kissing James with her. It was an okay episode. I was like,
I thought the part where John had to be Kara was funny. So, yeah. Okay, so that's everything we're watching. I've been still listening to Christy Nockels' Beheld Lullabies for the Beloved album. What about you?
I have been listening to 2 songs on repeat because these are audition songs.
People are walking past the window.
Audition songs for me to try and get scholarships. Anastasia and the Jekyll and Hyde original Broadway cast recording. And then I've been listening to Cabin Pressure.
So if they don't know what Cabin Pressure is, tell them.
Cabin Pressure was a BBC Radio 4 comedy, half an hour long. It's about a single plane airline or air dot And it's really funny, and it has Benedict Cumberbatch in it, if you're into that. I found it because of that, but now I like it more than just because it has Benedict Cumberbatch in it.
So it was 4 series. It was 27
episodes.
27 episodes. It went
A to Z. Z is in 2 parts. That's why there's 27.
And then 2 of the ones are flipped, though.
What do you mean 2 of the ones are flipped?
One letter came before another letter that it wasn't supposed to. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
But I can't remember what it was.
No, all of Series 3 is switched around because Benedict Cumberbatch got sick. And so another actor had to voice his character in the in episode. So Series 3 goes Q, P, N, and then I think R, S, T.
Yeah. But you probably could listen to it in alphabetical order.
Yeah, this is just the order it was aired. But they didn't want to start the 3rd series with someone different voicing the... they're all main characters, but the main character.
Yeah.
Because by this point, Sherlock had started.
Yeah.
So
they had lots of people who were listening for Benedict. So I hope Sherlock comes back. There's like no news on it.
Well, you know what they say, no news is good news.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we'll move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about our December, January, February Winter Wonderland Out.
Walking in a winter wonderland.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So this started the 1st of December and it runs through the 28th of February. 3 main rules. First, it's for any Ravelry craft, knit, crochet, weave, or spin project that you can convince us is related. Conveyance is related to winter. If you need a fallback.
You made it in the winter.
Yes. Second rule, no whips are allowed. You have to start your project no earlier than the 1st of December and finish it by the 28th of February. New rule for this season is if your project uses less than 10 grams of yarn, you need to group it with other small items that total up at least 10 grams of yarn used. Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits in with the other rules. We've got lots of lovely prizes on the screen right now. Thank you to our sponsors who donated them. If you'd like to know more about them, you can go to
geekygirlsknit.com,
where there are larger pictures and links to go to the sponsor shops. You have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. Every project that you post in the FO thread counts as 1 entry into the giveaways, other than the rule of 10 grams of yarn. Those projects altogether count as 1 entry. The social media hashtag is GGKWinter1718. We'll lock the FO thread the morning of the 1st of March, and you'll have 30 days to claim your prize. If you're a winner, we'll announce the winners on the next podcast, and then you'll have 30 days to claim your prize. There's a chatter thread where you can talk about your projects. Dammy also gives shout-outs there to everyone who finishes projects. I went too far because, Dammy, you're also going to give shout-outs here on the podcast. So why don't you shout out?
It all fits in one.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. April Cox 26, Army Tink 08, Bindi J, Carrie Ann 77, D Door 4, Firefly 12, Inagata Danita, Jennifer Reels, JP Music 15, Kersey S, Knit Central, Knit Live Love, Knit Princess 83, Knitter Chow, Lil Angel SG2, Maria Wilhelmina, Mystery Sewer, Newfie Mom 39, Quillpen, Ramona Firehorse, Skyly Knits, The Cat Knit, Wisconsin Knitter, and Yarn Taxi Driver.
Great job, everybody. Keep working on those projects. You've got about a month and a half to get them finished. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Yes, this week's question is for me, so why don't you answer it? Ask it. Don't answer it because the question's for me, but ask it.
This week's question comes from Rhonda, who is doodling needles from Pennsylvania. Cece.
Yes.
When you reknit your sweater last month, this was like posted a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Did you just frog it and ball up the yarn, or did you soak the yarn to get the kinks out of it first? If you didn't soak the yarn, did you find it difficult to knit with the curly yarn?
So the sweater that Rhonda is referencing is my puntilla sweater that I knit for Nanny Swimmo in November. It's mainly this gorgeous pink sparkly yarn, and then the detail on the cuffs, Dammy, you have to show them. And the bottom of the sweater is a lace detail. So I had originally knit this and then lost a lot of weight, but I loved the sweater and the yarn, so I frogged it and then reknit it. So, and this is the puntilla pattern by Joji Locatelli. So I frogged it and balled up the yarn, And then I used a nitty knotty and wound it back into a skein. And then I soaked it in water with some of the, I don't know, was it the Soak brand yarn soak that I did? Because I did this before we left Scotland.
I guess, yeah, it was.
And then I hung it up, I gently wrung the water out. And then I hung it up to dry and added a weight on it to help, because the water helped some of the kinkiness to come out, but by putting something, a weight on the bottom of it, it helped it completely straighten out. I can't remember what I put on it. Something.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, but I put something on it to help weigh it down. And then when I was ready to knit it, obviously recaked it. I have before knit with yarn that I frogged and balled up and did not soak, and it is very difficult to knit with.
Knitting from a sock blanket.
Yes. But what I was knitting with the other yarn I'm referencing was knit on a different needle size than I knit with. So that caused more problems, whereas with a sock blank, you're typically knitting with the same needle size as what the sock blank was knit up with. So that makes that a little bit easier. But yeah, I highly recommend if you frog something and then reknit it.
It wants you to walk.
It does want me to walk.
Okay.
Yep. My watch is telling me to walk. That you soak it and then hang it up to dry with a weight on it, just because that's going to give you a smoother look when you knit up the yarn. So, yes. So this is my puntilla. I love it, love it, love it. And, yeah. I'm not sure what my Nanny Swimmo sweater is going to be this year. Maybe another Hohi pattern. Because I do love me some Nanny Swimmo. Oh, if you don't know what Nanny Swimmo is, it's National Knit a Sweater in a Month. It's based off of the NaNoWriMo, where you write a novel of 50,000 words or more in a month. Nanny Swimmo, you knit a sweater of at least 50,000 stitches or more in a month. And I think this was my 5th Nanny Swimmo sweater. So, and it happens in November. So, did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rhonda, for your question. It was a great one. So, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our @the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. And we'll answer it as we try to answer in the order that they're asked, unless it's a time-sensitive question, and then we'll jump ahead on that. But I don't think we've had a single question that we haven't been willing to answer, so feel free to ask us anything. All right, let's move on to the next segment. We made it to the end of the show. I forgot I was supposed to start this. Sorry, we were talking to Winx the cat because she came to grace us with her presence.
No.
She is. She's watching. There's another kitty out there. Not the black kitty from earlier.
Well, it didn't look like the black kitty.
And not Mafia Kitty either. If you don't
I guess there's more than one neighborhood cat.
Apparently. If you want to know about Mafia Kitty, watch after the credits, because we recorded a part of a Mafia Kitty. So one announcement. I'm hosting a bullet journal / natural solutions webinar this Friday, the 19th of January at 11 a.m. Pacific. It'll be on the Geeky Girls Knit website. You can just click on essential oils at the top, which the website is
geekygirlsknit.com.
There you go.
But I was about to tell you that anyway.
Yeah. And it will also be on Instagram Live, YouTube, and on our Facebook page if you want to watch. And it'll be recorded if you can attend live and want to watch later. You can sign up for a reminder at that same spot on the website. Or if you missed how to get there, go to the show notes and you can click on the link. Do we have any other announcements?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So let's talk about our normal stuff. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the podcast in whatever way you do it, but especially those of you who support us financially. We love you guys a lot. There's 3 main ways you can do that. One is Patreon, which is a website where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level that you donate at. If you'd like to know more about it or want to sign up, Winxie's giving herself a bath in the window. If you would like to know more about it or want to sign up, go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny, Winksy. And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates if you're going to shop on Amazon. Amazon. If you click through our website...
She goes again.
If you click through our website first, we earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing already. I think that's everything. So, Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com. There are other links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Happy knitting, and we'll talk to you again next time.
She's still giving herself a bath. She's
okay. I can't see her. The table's in the way. Bye.
Bye.
Dammy.
What?
On the needle segment, a cat jumped into the yard over the fence, and I asked you if it was Mafia Cat, and it wasn't. But could you please explain to the people who Mafia Cat is, and just in case anybody's wondering about Mafia Cat?
Mafia Cat is an orange and white, very fluffy, I think, neighborhood cat, so it doesn't belong to anyone. But who likes to get in fights with Winks, who's the cat that lives here.
Yes.
In this house.
It belongs to the friends that we're staying with. And so, do you know why the cat has been named Mafia Cat?
No, but apparently Mafia Cat likes to stare Winks down when she's sitting in the window. Sometimes with another cat, but I don't think it was the black cat that just jumped into the yard.
And Mafia Cat and Winks got into a tussle the other day.
Yes, her tail was so puffy.
Yeah.
She wasn't hurt, she was just startled.
Yes. So Mafia Cat.
I saw little orange fur lying in the carport the other day, like before they got into a fight, so I guess they got into another fight earlier.
Yikes. So, and you guys have seen Winks. We've shown her on the podcast numerous times. Her real name is Periwinkle, but we call her Winks.
But she winks. Well, it's an eye twitch.
Yeah,
but
she winks. So now you know. The more you know about Mafia Cat. Okay, bye.